expressed on this program are not those of intellectualradio.com, its subsidiaries, or sponsors. Encouraging, educating, and empowering you into action. This is Warriors Talk with your host, Lady ReShell.
Hello, hello. Welcome to Warriors Talk with author and founder Lady ReShell, where we move away from awareness towards action. It is Money Making Monday, and our topic for today is extra streams of income. We are live on Intellectual Radio. We just heard from Roman with the Drive at 5. Keep it locked right here on Intellectual Radio and allow us to feed your brain. On last week, we talked about how stress affects your body with our healthy solution expert, Dr. Michelle. If you missed any episodes of Warriors Talk, go over to YouTube and type in Intellectual Radio. The quote of the day is, if you don't find ways to make money while you sleep, you will die. You will actually work until you die. Our sponsors are Gloria, Dotson with Mary Kay, Allstate with Paula Kelly, and Pastor Michael Richardson with the Emanuel C.O.G.I.C, who has a special message for us.
Greetings, I am Pastor Michael Richardson.
And I am First Lady Anastasia Richardson from the Emanuel Church of God in Christ. We're located at 3058 West Van Buren in Chicago, Illinois. We are building upon a solid foundation.
And we're inviting you to join us every Sunday morning on Facebook Live at Emanuel C.O.G.I.C at 10:15 Central Standard Time. And you can also view our videos on our YouTube channel at Emanuel C.O.G.I.C-MR. Once again, this is Pastor Michael Richardson
and First Lady Anastasia Richardson, and we're from the Emanuel Church of God in Christ. We are building upon a solid foundation.
I have an amazing pastor and first lady, so make sure you check us out on Sunday mornings at 10 a.m. All right, so here are your trending topics for today. People who have just received the Johnson & Johnson vaccine should keep an eye out for symptoms of blood clots. And if you feel any of these symptoms, they want you to go immediately to the emergency room. So if you have headaches, blurred vision, shortness of breath, chest pains, leg swelling, and persistent abdominal pain, or unusual bruising within 3 weeks of getting the Johnson & Johnson vaccine. According to the Center for Disease Control and the U.S. Drug and Food Administration, they have decided to lift the pause on administering the vaccine after extensive research, and they only found 15 cases of a rare blood clotting syndrome amongst 8 million people who have already received the vaccine. So those are your trending topics for today, and I'm excited about my guest. We have a topic today which is going to earn you some money. So I need you to get your pencils, your pads out, and get ready to take down this information. My special guest is a native of Milwaukee who has transformed her education and career around real estate. She is a real estate broker in 4 states, which includes Milwaukee, Wisconsin, Florida, and Illinois. She is also a real estate investor, a real estate instructor, a coach, mentor, trainer, keynote speaker, author, and a new real estate developer, and so much more. Welcome to Warriors Talk again, Tamairo Moutry. Hello, Tamairo.
Hello, thank you for having me again. You know, I always love doing this so I can empower everyone. And again, I'm just happy to be here so that I can share with people, you know, no strings attached, no trying to get money from you for me to tell you this or that. You know, I want all people to win, not just me. I want everybody else to win. And what I've learned is the more that I pour into others, the more blessings I receive.
I appreciate that. The information that you have been giving out, people have been blessed because I've been getting a lot of positive feedback regarding the information. Now, the last month you talked about real estate investing. So I know it'd probably be wrapped up in this subject today, as well as the extra streams of income, and who doesn't need an extra stream of income. So that's why I'm excited about this topic, especially with COVID and everything that's going on. You know, we waiting on these stimulus checks to come, people getting unemployment or their hours being cut. This would have been the perfect opportunity for all of us to have an extra stream of income. I mean, it's never too late to start. So today we're going to give you some extra streams of income that you can use and you can have in your back pocket in case something like this happens again.
Very, very true. Thank you so much for those words of wisdom and advice. We are not supposed to be in poverty. We are all supposed to be prosperous. We definitely are supposed to be using our talents in order to create additional income streams. And sometimes people, they're so distressed and distraught. And once they get into a financial situation, they can't think straight. But some of the things that you can do to create additional income is right under your nose. You need to think about the things that you know how to do that you can turn into a business. This is real talk. Some of it might be a little bit difficult and some of it might be a little bit hard. But some of these things are right up under your nose. There are all kinds of things that you can do. And what I've learned from doing a lot of social media and being on Facebook is that a lot of people just don't do enough research. There's all kinds of things right on the internet, right at your fingertips. And I realized that a lot of people are not using that. That's the first resource that you should be using. If you want to learn how to do something, or you have a passion or a dream or some kind of hobby or pastime that you like, you need to find a way to create a business out of that. And again, getting right on Google, Uncle Google, Uncle YouTube, they are there at your leisure. How to do what? All of that stuff is right on the internet. I see more questions asked on Facebook and other platforms when you can just type in and get it yourself. And sometimes it's you because you being lazy. You need to seek information, learn how to research, and do the things you need to do to make yourself better, and learn how to later on give your job the pink slip, because they don't mind giving you the pink slip. Learn how to make enough money on your own to give the job the pink slip. And you tell them, guess what? Nice knowing you. Thanks for helping me. Thank you for the opportunity. But once your dreams and your aspirations and your goals meet what you need for it to meet, for it to exceed whatever income you have working on your job, that's when you know that it is safe to leave. However, there are different types of things that you can do as far as putting in your search engines for Google. And one of those things is going to be you typing in easiest businesses to start in 2021. Did you hear that? Easiest businesses to start in 2021. Businesses to start on a shoestring budget. People, this is off the top of my head. I don't have anything written down, prepared for you. I'm not going line by line. This is everything that I know from all the research that I've done over the years. And I am the type of person, I'm extremely resourceful. I know how to seek out information if I need to know something. I've always been a self-taught individual, but those are 2 tips and tricks right there. Again, go to YouTube. Any type of subject matter you want to learn about, there's enough groups right on Facebook to learn it. There's a lot of question and answer groups. There's all types of resources. We shouldn't be waiting for a stimulus check. And if you are getting the stimulus check, I'm not mad at you, but use it in the right way. Me personally, well, I'm not getting none, but if I was getting myself a stimulus check for any reason, I would definitely be using it for personal development. Anything related to me bettering myself, something in relation to me starting a business. That's if you don't need it for the bare necessities. Your necessities, of course, come first in your bills. But whatever you have left, what you need to learn how to do things on a shoestring budget. You can type that right in the search engine. Even while I'm talking to you, type in things to do on new businesses to start on a shoestring budget, or businesses to start under $1,000, or businesses to start under $5,000. You will be surprised at how many types of things are right there on the internet that will put you in a position for you to win. So there's no reason why we should be concerned about our income when you do have the stimulus check coming in. And I realize that bills are first, but try to learn how to sit some money to the side so you can start creating an additional income stream for yourself. Listen, they say that millionaires have 7 different streams of income. Your homework assignment is for you to write down 7 different things that you might like to do, learn about those 7 different things, and bring them into your world. And if your job is one of those things, that's fine. Because you know what? We all have to start somewhere. I mean, I started from a job. I started from teaching, but then I brought my teaching career over to real estate. So now I have a real estate instructor's license in the state of Wisconsin. I offer the online real estate course to people, and I am able to offer an online course to potential real estate professionals who want to become a realtor in the state of Wisconsin. I don't have it in the other states. I have the 4 real estate companies. I have about 17 different income streams that are real estate related. So you need to center what you want to do around what you like. Okay, don't forget about the Uber Eats, the Grubhub, the Lyft, the Uber. If you have a good working car and it meets the minimum requirements, learn to do that. There's a lot of people that left corporate America and they decided they'd be better off driving for Uber or Lyft, because one thing's for sure, you are working for yourself. You can turn your phone off when you want. A lot of people are driving for Amazon and they are independent. A lot of people are opening up trucking companies, and yeah, I know it takes money to make money, but some of you have 401k, and some of you are not tapping into that 401k. And I don't know if you know it or not, but during this pandemic, a lot of people have been able to tap into that 401k, and they've been able to pull out of the 401k without being penalized because it's a pandemic going on. Let me ask you this. Is your 401k bringing in $500 a month for you? If it's not, and you have enough money and your credit is okay, you need to think about investing in real estate. Y'all should have known I was coming back to that. Now, if you didn't think that I wasn't going to come back off into this real estate, I got to tell you, that's one of the best ways to flip your money. Learn how to pull that money out. Talk to your 401k representative. Talk to your job to make sure you won't be penalized. And even if you do, here's what you need to think about. Even if you are penalized, think about what kind of return you can make on that 401k money. Wait a minute, let's get back off into this real estate again. It's a bunch of you that might be out here who are already homeowners. Have you checked the value of your home recently? Some of you have equity in your homes that you have not tapped into. Maybe your interest rate was kind of high when you purchased your first home and you have not checked the value of your home. You can reach out to me. I'll check the value of your home. I have a software from being a real estate professional. And I can look up any property in all of the 50 states and it'll give me a value range of what your property is worth. And you can go and do a HELOC, home equity line of credit. That's one of the ways that you can pull cash out of your home. Some of you don't owe that much on your homes. If you have bought in the past and you never did a cash out refinance, do a cash out refinance. If you can still afford it, sometimes your mortgage payment won't go up that much. And see, I bet y'all didn't even know that. A lot of times people will not give you this knowledge. You have to learn how to search for it and seek that knowledge, and also watch the company you keep. I'm sure your mama's told you that when you was a kid. Watch the company you keep. The company that you keep and the people that you are around, make sure that they are winners, okay? They always say, never be the smartest person in the room. And I kind of agree with that. Make sure that everybody has a level head that's going to push you to be higher. Not all that gossiping and that drama and this who shot John type stuff. You are supposed to be elevating and motivating yourself and making sure the people around you are also motivating you. Get that money out of your homes if you have it. And if you haven't bought a home, I'm sorry, you got to still try. I know that the market is tough right now, but we need to start investing in the real estate now because we don't want to be priced out of the market. People keep sitting back waiting for the bubble to burst. And unfortunately, people, that's just not going to happen. not this time around. There are too many programs in place. They have forbearance and deferment programs, and they're putting payments on the back of people's loans. There will be maybe a small slowdown, but there's not going to be a crash back like when 2008 was. Again, a HELOC, home equity line of credit. If you're able to afford that, make sure that the credit is where it needs to be. Talk to your bank where your money is first and get you some quotes. See what your interest rate on your mortgage is right now. And that is a way to pull money out for you to start the type of business that you want to start. I'm mixing everything all together only because I want to give you all types of different ways that you can bring in additional income. Again, back to the homework. 7 different things that you like to do that you can create into a business, and you need to research it, write it down, and get to work. I have about 17 different income streams that are all real estate related. And I'll tell you and talk about those later. But I know you should already know that the first 4 is that I own 4 real estate companies. One of the other ones is I'm an investor. One of the other ones is I'm a real estate instructor. Some of the other ones are I'm a notary. I'm a property manager. I get property management income coming. Listen, I can go on and on. This is the same thing you should be doing. Pick out some things that you really like. Do you want to become a shoe designer? Do you want to become a t-shirt designer? T-shirts never go out of style. All types of different t-shirts. Listen, the masks are in. I'm even getting ready to do that for my women's group. I got a women's real estate group on Facebook that's 11,000 people strong, and it's growing every day. Don't you dare think that I'm not going to capitalize off of that. Okay? I'm gonna, because I'm getting the t-shirts, I'm getting the masks, I'm getting the hats, I'm getting the apparel, the clothes. Okay, it's one thing I am going to look back on and tell you, because I want you to write this down. Now, this is the only thing that I am going to look at because I can't remember all of this. But here are some tips to make $1 million in a year. I thought that you would love to hear this. ReShell, you can stop me at any time if you want, or you want.
I'm writing my stuff down. So go ahead. No, this is some really good information. Just doing my research, you just touched on everything about finding your passion, and whatever that passion is, then you should be researching and getting yourself sharp for that craft so that you can figure out ways to make money with that. So, a lot of us have different things that we do that we're good at, but we're not using it to make an extra stream of income because we don't feel like, anybody want their service. But the way to know that you can make money is you can solve a problem. So if someone has a problem and you can solve it, you can make money with that. So no, I'm writing down. So I hope that you guys have already typed in. She said to type in easy businesses that you can start in 2021, or put in under $1,000. Go to YouTube. Anything you want to know, oh my goodness, it's on YouTube. So we should never say, oh, I don't know how to do anything. It's on YouTube. Anything. And you can think of the craziest titles, type it in there. I guarantee you somebody did a video on it. And then also research the millionaires. Like she said, they have at least 7 different streams of income. And so in order for us to, want to ascribe to where they are, we have to put some things in place. There's some action that needs to take place. So no, I'm listening. So Kenya said, hey, ladies, Rizal is on here. He says, do what you have to do until you can do what you want to do.
Absolutely. I love that quote. I love it. ReShell, we appreciate you so much, and I love your commentary. Everything that you have to say to piggyback off of what I'm saying is all true. The other thing that we have to stop, people, and I'm going to bring an example up of what I'm talking about simply because you have to stop this. This is a big problem with a lot of people, and this is what separates me from a lot of people out there. I'm not afraid of anything. Stop letting fear get in the way. You will have more regrets than a little bit if you don't stop letting fear dictate your life. Oh, I'm scared. Oh, such and such said I can't do this. So you know what? When people tell me that I can't do something, I use that as motivation for me to show them that I can. I love when people tell me that I can't, because I always come out victoriously. So you should do the same. Stop being so afraid to buy a house. Stop being so afraid to start that business. Don't forget that part of being successful is being a failure sometimes. And I realize, you might not have a whole lot of money to play with, to be playing like that, to be throwing money at stuff to see if it sticks. But that's where the shoestring budget jobs come in. Type that in the search engine, shoestring budget businesses to start. And there will be businesses on there. You can even type in businesses to start under $100. All of these different phrases and things that I'm coming up with, people, it's all right on the internet. And I just wanted to make sure that I opened your eyes so you can understand what you need to be doing. Stop thinking that you can't, because you can. Most of it you can do, but you know what? You know what a failure is? A person who doesn't ever try. You cannot think that something is not going to work for you if you haven't even tried. You've already lost if you haven't tried. And everything may not always be a bowl of cherries. But here's the one thing I know. You're going to work 110% for yourself. You're going to work a whole lot harder for yourself than someone else. And I'm not trying to pick on anybody who has a job, because, again, I had to start somewhere too. I don't think I'm better than anybody else. I can tell you about my story. I started from the bottom and now I'm here. I'm the type, I know how to lose everything and come on back and get it all again. I just did that. I used to have 50 doors of real estate back in the day. The market crashed. I had to close my mortgage company. I started all over. I wasn't a fool though. I had a bunch of money saved. So I did take advantage of the market. I bought a lot of properties. I got rid of those properties till I didn't have none. I started all back over again. I was a mortgage broker. I had the mortgage company. I became an investor, a landlord. I had a whole bunch of different things going. And I have more going now than I did back then. And you can do it too. I'm here for inspiration, not to try to brag on myself, but to tell you that a lot of these things you can do too. I hope you have your pen and paper ready. Get ready to talk about how you can make $1 million in a year.
Okay. Resolve said this is great information and it should be packaged. And I know you don't already package this information already, so I'm not even worried about that. He also said, or people get talked out of their dreams by someone else, especially if they hear the word scam.
But I hear what they're saying, but that's for them to do the research. Everybody is so quick to say scam, but they have not even done their due diligence, and they have not done enough research to know what is a scam. Learn to follow up and speak on everything. Learn to get references. Learn to get unbiased reviews on things. And that way you'll know that. And stop thinking everything is a scam, because that's another fear tactic. Oh, I don't believe this to be true. Oh, this is a scam. You gotta try. And we can't keep feeling defeated. Some of us have enough money to start a whole bunch of businesses or to buy a house or do whatever it is that we wanted to do. But I'm listening to people say that they're scared. One of my clients told me that. Oh, I'm so nervous and I'm so scared about buying a house. I said, are you scared about paying your rent every month? Are you scared to pay your rent every month? No, you're not afraid. You just do it, right? You can do the same for yourself and build equity when you have your own. But you're not building any equity if you are paying someone else's mortgage.
You're helping someone else build their own equity, but you won't get a piece of that pie.
Right. And don't get me wrong. I understand that everyone cannot buy a home all the time. And some people don't want to be homeowners. A lot of them make excuses and say they don't want the responsibility. But there's a lot of people that I've seen who actually are in a rental property and the landlord doesn't take care of the place the way that they should. And people have a certain standard of living and they start fixing the property up on their own with their own dollars. They can't take any of that with them when they decide to give a notice and move. So my point is, if you can do all of that because your landlord didn't come and fix things, you can do the same thing for your own. Don't forget, you got to have something to pass down to your children, your grandchildren, whatever. You can't keep flushing your money down the toilet. Okay, $1 million in a year. Create a $200 product. If 5,000 people buy it, do the math. That's $1 million. Or if you have something or some type of information that you want to pass on to people and you want it to be some type of membership, you can create yourself a Facebook group. If you know you have a lot of knowledge in a particular subject, create a membership. The people can pay $17 a month for 12 months. 5,000 people, do the math. It's $1 million. Again, 2,000 people can buy a $500 product. Design a $500 product. Listen, I don't know what it is. You have to figure it out, because guess what? You're smart enough to do it. Listen, figure out something that's $500 that 2,000 people can buy. Or those same 2,000 people, they'll pay $42 a month for whatever it is you have to offer for 12 months. 2,000 people do that. That's $1 million. Think about this. You need to think about all the things that you can create and make. Is it a shirt? Is it a bag? Is it some shoes? Is it some kind of invention that you can come up with? Think about what the people need. Again, ReShell touched on that. You're here to solve a problem. I'm a real estate problem solver. I do all kinds of different investment strategies. People need me all the time. They may be in a situation where they don't want their property to foreclose, and I end up catching the mortgage back up, and they say, listen, I got to move on from this, and I might give them some money to leave. And listen, there's so many ways. Mainly for me, it's always going to be real estate related, because I see the value. And the other thing is, I love helping people. And a lot of times it's not even always about the money, because I help a lot of people for free. But what has happened with me, for me pouring in, I always get my blessings back, and I get more paid business for helping a lot of people for free. The other thing is 1,000 people. Come up with a $1,000 product. I don't know what it is. Figure it out. Something that you can sell 1,000 people for $1,000, and you do that, that's $1 million. Or again, another membership at $83 a month, and they pay for 12 months, and it's 1,000 people. Hey, do the math. $1 million in a year. Here we go. Figure out a $2,000 product. 500 people buy it. Do the math. Again, $1 million. $167 a month membership. 12 months. Maybe you're a coach, mentor, trainer, a life coach. Listen, a celebrity real estate life coach. I just threw that little title in there for me. Celebrity real estate life coach. That's got a little ring to it. They go another income stream. See? All right. And the last one, 300 people buy a product worth $3,333. If 300 people buy a product that high, $1 million a year. Same thing. Get you a membership going where those same 300 people will pay $278 a month for this. Create a product that you think that will be useful and helpful. And you might not even make it to $1 million, but this is definitely something that you might want to think about, trying to create these products that'll bring you in this $1 million. $278 a month for 12 months will bring you in that $1 million. People, it's so much that you can do to better yourselves. But here's what happens. People become complacent with their lives. They think they have it all together. They got a good paying job. They think they're great and they're well off with a 6-figure job. And don't get me wrong, that is still good. But what happens if that all goes away? The perfect example is what happened with COVID. COVID-19 really, really, really hurt a lot of people, but they didn't have a game plan. You know what I did? When COVID came, I was already ready. Already ready. How was I already ready? Well, here's the thing. I'm a business person, but I try to conserve a lot. And with that being said, that being conservative has helped me a lot. Yes, I have 4 real estate companies, but do I have 4 buildings? No. Just because you have a building does not mean that you are building. I've been completely virtual all this time. You know what I did? I took advantage of the situation. Everybody was at home. I said, you know what? I know what I'm about to do. I'm getting ready to educate everybody. I don't care who wants to learn how to fix their credit, who wants to learn how to buy a house. It seems like every week I had a new topic that I was talking about. And you know what? I haven't been able to do a whole lot of that lately. You want to know why? Because I've been too damn busy helping people. Because that snowballed into everything that has been taking place in my life, from me helping everybody out and from other people telling other people about me. I'm barely able to keep up now. I got to hire assistants, virtual assistants to make phone calls and help people sell their homes. You know, everything isn't all about a person just wanting to sell their home. People want to sell their home for many different reasons. They are, they may be cash strapped. They may have lost a job, lost a loved one. Maybe they became ill. I'm an essential worker. I continue to work throughout the pandemic. During that time is where all of your creative juices should have come out. Sometimes people who are really, really have an intelligent mindset, they go into survival mode, and you should be doing the same. What else can I do? You lose a 6-figure job and you still want to live that same lifestyle. You better come up with something fast on what you can do to bring additional income in. I have a friend that's from Milwaukee. Not only is he a DJ, I'm gonna tell you about his income streams. He's a DJ. He has rental properties, and he owns about 10 rental properties in Milwaukee. And he also drives for Uber Eats. Do you know he made about $73,000 just driving for Uber Eats? People don't underestimate some of those little gigs there. Again, that's another income stream for you. Bring the money in, and again, you can turn your phone off when you want to. Again, that trucking business is good. If you know a lot about a particular topic, you can sell ebooks. You can create courses like, that I'm finna do, like real estate side hustles for real estate professionals and recession-proof strategies for real estate professionals. Getting ready to do a real estate tour in about 7 different states, and I'm getting ready to go around and teach real estate investing. Listen, those are all additional income streams. You can do the same thing. Make whatever you're doing, make it virtual. Do whatever it is that you're trying to do virtual. Have people pay for it. Create yourself a group targeting whatever subject matter that it is that you know a lot about. Chances are there's going to be a lot of other like-minded individuals on Facebook that like what you like. With that being said, now that's an area where you can expand. You can also talk to people, and you can also sell your products to these people. These people are going to continuously come back to you for your products and your services, whatever it is, whatever clothing line you want to start, whatever shoe line. I just told you I work from home. I have homes in Georgia, Florida, Wisconsin. I have nothing in Illinois. Don't know if I'm buying nothing yet. But whenever I land, I have a place to lay my head. And most of my homes are free and clear. I don't have mortgages. I think I have mortgages on 2 or 3 of them. I do a lot of real estate wholesaling. Look up wholesaling. That's one of the ways that you can really make a lot of money. And a lot of real estate investors think that they don't need to get a real estate license. To me, they're leaving money on the table. Become a real estate agent. Those commissions that you make, those are the commissions that will help you to fund your real estate investments. Those are the down payments that you need. Or if you want to take the money and buy properties free and clear, again, some of my other income streams are commercial loan officer. Again, a notary. I do project management, property management. I have a trade line business. Yes, my husband and I have a trade line business. His income streams is he's a commercial loan officer. He is a home inspector, has a home inspection business in Georgia. He does a bunch of inspections in Wisconsin for my clients. he has a crew of individuals, and he has his company, Big Boy Investments, that he's had for a number of years, plus his business, Next Door Property Inspections. He's got a bunch of income streams as well. He runs the trade line business with me. You know what a trade line is? A trade line is when you jump on somebody else's credit card, but you can charge people to do it. We have about 25 of them, and we charge people to help them boost their scores so that they can get financed to buy homes. No, it's not illegal. People, oh, that's illegal. Listen, do your homework. It's not illegal. Call the credit card companies. They encourage it. They encourage it. That's another income stream for you. Do you have good credit? Start offering trade line services to people. Hello, is your credit good? Add somebody to your credit card and start off. My prices start off at $350. I'm adding folks to my credit card, leaving them on for 90 days. The 90 days about to come up. Oh, you got to pay again, or you coming off. Hey, you do what you need to do. This is all survival of the fittest. We got to do what we need to do to live. This old COVID stuff has taken too many people out. And if you can't go into your office or your job kicked you to the curb, that's all the more reason why you should try to create enough income for you to have to not ever, ever go back. So
Kenya said, can you give her the information? Are you talking about the trade line information, Kenya? Kenya is all about her business, trust me.
mm-hmm.
This is really some good information. I know firsthand about the authorized user and how it will boost your credit up within a matter of days. So sometimes it's just maybe we don't know about this information. So you're getting the information right here. So we really don't have an excuse. And you mentioned something very important about fear. A lot of times we allow fear to hold us back from just, making just this one move that would probably, get us that extra stream of income that we need. And yes, we do have to sometimes fail a lot of times before we really hit, I don't want to say hit the jackpot, but before we, get to our niche to where it's going to make us some money. But you're not going to know that if you don't get out there and try different things. So you have to try. She says, yes, can you give it to her ASAP? She wants the information. You want her to inbox you?
Yeah, she can. She can. And I just need to let everybody know about myself, to let them know how you could call me crazy if you want. I'll take that. But I'm a very spontaneous person. Before the market crashed, when I was doing really, really well with this real estate and I had that mortgage company, I said, let me take advantage of this. So I got online. I looked at an auction website at a place that I had never seen before, never been to the place, someplace in Florida. And I bid it on a foreclosure. I never went to see it in person. It was $28,000. And I bid it on it. No friends there, no family there. I just said, hey, I want a vacation home in Florida. And I just did it. That was back in 2008. And yeah, people might say, well, woo, you crazy for not going and taking a look at it. And woo, you crazy for putting a bid on that. Oh, the first thing everybody said, oh, that's probably a fraud. That's probably a fake. No, it wasn't. I flew down there, me and my husband. Yeah, he thinks that I'm crazy too sometimes, whatever. But we flew down there. We signed the paperwork, gave the money. Most beautiful place. Most beautiful place. One thing led to another some years later, and I ended up suing the condo association and the owner upstairs from that condo. Fort Myers, Florida is where I'm talking about. And I ended up in a big court battle for a few years behind it, and I ended up settling. Well, we all ended up settling, and I took whatever money that I got out of it, and then I bought a house in Georgia. That home is still free and clear. And I have a bunch of free and clear properties in Milwaukee. And a lot of that stemmed from me purchasing it with my money and then purchasing it with other people's money. And wholesaling, please, if you want to learn how to wholesale, enough information is on the web. Enough information is in the Facebook groups. Enough information is in a lot of different areas. Don't be afraid to buy a couple of ebooks to educate yourself, pay for a mentor. I do mentoring too. I do charge $150 an hour. Again, another income stream, people. See, I never miss a beat. People who want, it's called the strategy call. Strategy call, mentorship, training, whatever it is, my charge is $150 an hour. A broker from New York reached out to me and said, hey, I've lost my way. I need to talk to you. Tell me about what it is you do and how you can help me get my mojo back. She had been out of the game, been out of the loop. You know, people go through things. We can't expect our lives to be absolutely perfect. I got my own family issues as well. So she went through some things and she kind of lost her way and lost her mojo, and she wanted to know how to get back up and running again. She paid some other mentor $8,000. That's how much they normally cost. And she said the woman just sent her to some places, and this is what people get afraid of right here, which is understandable. But you just need to vet your people and make sure that you're dealing with somebody who's reputable. Anyway, she paid this woman this $8,000. The lady sent her a bunch of videos. They had maybe a chat or two, and then that was it. She said, you know what, Tamairo? This hour that I had that I paid this $150 to you, she said, I got more information from you out of you from the lady that I spent the $8,000 with. She said, in an hour, you have given me so much information for me to go on. She said, I feel like a fool for paying that $8,000, but she said, I'm glad that I met you. And she said, you will be hearing from me again, and we will be talking again. Well, I'm going back to what I was saying about that condo to let people know that sometimes you have to step out on faith. Learn to step out on faith instead of thinking that you can't do it. You won't even try because you've already failed because so-and-so said you couldn't, or because you think that something is holding you back. You know, you owe it to yourself for you to have prosperity and for you to prosper in life. God does not want us to be in poverty. But if you're not doing anything to better yourself, there's no way that you can, move on to the next level. There's absolutely no way you can do it if you don't try. Learn to be spontaneous sometimes. I'm more spontaneous than I care to actually admit. I'm a risk taker. And if you start looking up successful people, they will tell you that the most successful people are the risk takers. You cannot be in a situation where you're remaining stagnant and you're continuing to be somewhere. I've talked to more people who have said that they hate their jobs. And the first thing that comes to mind when a person says that is, well, what are you going to do about it? What kind of plan of action do you have to work yourself out of this job? And I'll tell you what happened with me. I was an elementary school teacher. My undergrad is in teaching. I have a bachelor's in teaching. And I have 18 credits towards my master's degree in educational leadership. But I stopped because I didn't want to be a principal of a school. And to be real with you, and to be totally honest, my son was misbehaving in school. So I have all these kids together in my classroom, but my own child wasn't together. And every now and then you have to look at your situation and say, hey, family is first. So I had to step away from that job and look after my son because I couldn't teach a class when the school is calling me about my son. So what I had to do, I stopped. I said, God, what in the world can I do to replace this teaching income? I said, because I'm not ready to walk away from this job without having a safety net, something to do to replace this income. So again, let's get back to what I originally talked to you about. I bought my first house in 1999. Back then, I didn't know anything about credit. Most of us weren't told. I mean, for the ones that were fortunate enough where your parents discussed and talked to you about credit. And this is not to say that our parents are bad because they didn't. It was just a subject that, never came up. I'm not pointing the finger at your parents. I'm not pointing the finger at mine. I'm just saying we just didn't really discuss it. So what ended up happening with me is buying this house in 99, come 2003, 2004 was a really good real estate market. And I kept hearing this word refinance. I didn't know what it meant, but I kept hearing it over the radio. And spoke to someone about a refinance. I refinanced, did a cash out refinance on my primary residence. The market was so good, I was able to do it twice. So the first time I pulled out, I want to say $30,000. And the next time I did it, I was able to pull out 28. This was within like 6 months. I just didn't know. It was crazy that I was able to do that, but I was able to pull equity out of my house, and it was twice within 6 months. That's how good the market was at that time, which is why I'm telling everybody who's already a homeowner now, don't forget to tap into that if you can, as long as it doesn't make your payment go up too high. And you tap into that equity, which is why, again, can you do that if you're renting? I thought not. That's what I'm trying to tell you. You cannot pull equity out of a property that doesn't belong to you. And you can also do deals on the side with other people. If you only have a small amount of money, you're able to take over people's mortgage payments and do subject to deals and do seller finance deals. I'm in a seller finance deal right now. I didn't want to use my credit. I stepped away from my credit for 10 years when that market crashed. Started from the bottom, now I'm here. Okay, listen. I was there, up, down, back up, and listen, millionaire then, millionaire now. I ain't never stopped. I ain't never let nothing stop. And if you fall, you got to get back up. You cannot keep staying down and think that something's going to happen for you. Think about it like a kid. These kids, they run outside and play. Maybe not like we used to go play, but kids do still run and play, and they fall and they skin their knee up, and they might come in the house crying, and we might wash it off with a little soap and water, put some Vaseline or Neosporin on it, and put a Band-Aid on. What happens after that?
They run right back outside.
Those kids go back out and start playing, and that's the same way we need to be as an adult. We might get a knot upside our head for trying to do something that didn't work out. That doesn't mean that you quit. That doesn't mean that you stop trying. Keep doing what you need to do to get to where you want to be. If you know for a fact that you want to leave your job, you do that. But that's how I started in real estate, is by taking money out of my primary residence, and I used that money as down payments for the duplexes and multi-units that I was purchasing. But by the time I looked up, I had 50 doors. 50 doors completely replaced my teaching income. Then I learned about this loan officer stuff. And the reason I learned about that is because that was the loan officer that had done my refinance. She was terrible. Bad loan officer. And I said, well, I wonder how to do what she's doing. Here I go again, trying to research, trying to find out how to do. And I asked her the questions. How do I become a loan officer? She told me. And I didn't go through her company, but I ended up getting hired at a loan company. And things did not work out with that loan company because they were a fairly new company. And of course, I didn't like the way things were going for a few months. So I kind of moved around. From being in the mortgage industry, you learn people and you know people. I got an opportunity to work at a one-lady broker shop. She was very much like I was, work from home. And I got on with her and made 6 figures with her right away. And in a year, I started my own company, Milwaukee Mortgage Pros. I never forget. And I was about 3 years in, doing good. I'm not a stranger to making $50,000 a month. I'm not a stranger to that. And I do that all the time. Okay. This is now today. I have even more streams now than I did back then. But all of that came to a halt, and it didn't really hurt me as much. One reason is because I kept saving the money. The other reason was I wasn't used to making that kind of income. I came from a teaching job of $40,000 a year, but it made me open my eyes to say, hey, this can all be taken away, which is why it's great that I have the 17 different income streams in real estate, but you should diversify too. I have other things that, I'm dipping my hands and feet and toes off into as well. Like I said, the apparel type thing, and my coaching and training and teaching and mentoring, my ebooks coming out, everything. I'm still centering it around real estate because it's what I love. Do what you love, people. You can't be at a job that you hate. It's never going to satisfy you. You won't be motivated. Put it like this. The motivation should be that you hate your job. So with you hating your job, everything that you do should be letting you know that this is going to be a replacement someday. Try to do what you need to do to replace that job income. Once you have done that, using those 7 different streams that I told you to hone in on, research those things. Even if you don't know anything about it, think about what you would like to start doing. And whatever those things are, find a way to create a plan to make a business out of it. Even if it is not a real business, you can still make it into a business. Everything is online right now. What can you offer people online that people need? What can you offer offline that people need? What type of service do you need? It'll be the craziest things that you never would think would make money. I know I was looking one time and I saw someone had started a business picking up people's clothes and taking them to the cleaners. They had started like a little errand service for people, mailing people's packages for them. You wouldn't believe how many people need those services. Babysitting people's dogs and being a dog groomer. There's a lot of people that love pets. And a lot of these things don't require a whole lot of money up front. All I'm doing is trying to help you to get your creative juices to flowing. Because if you don't start thinking about that, and you're going to be with 2 left feet again, if something like COVID hits you again, and you thought you had it going on with that one job, and then the rug was pulled from under you. And the way I feel about it, I'm not going to say shame on you, but what I am going to say, I say shame on you the second time around, because now you should know better. You shouldn't be in a situation where you only have one stream of income and you don't have your emergency funds saved. We got to stop, spending on unnecessary things. We need to start saving our money. A lot of people have gotten off into crypto. I have not. I'm sorry. They can do what they want to do. That's one thing that I'm not into. Other people can do it. They're showing their gains. I just don't want to fool with nothing that I can't see. I'm just different like that, y'all. Somebody always is going to need a place to stay.
Right. And I totally agree with you. What may be right for one person may not be right for the other. So like she was saying, find out what it is that you are passionate about and work that thing. So she gave us a lot of things to do on how to make $1 million in a year. So there's things that we need to actually do for ourselves, because we can talk to people all day long, but if you're not going to take action with it, then it's not going to do you any good. Don't be afraid to take a risk. Even if you're afraid, just do it afraid and see what happens. And sometimes that's all it takes, is just that one time to do it while you're afraid. And then when the chances come again, you won't be afraid to do it. You'll be like, oh, okay, I did that last time. So, sometimes bring in a partner with you. If you're scared to do it by yourself, talk to somebody else, bring in a partner with you and do it, but do it. So I'm going to give 7 ways, and some of them do coincide with what you said, of the 7 streams of income that we should have. And the first one, you did mention this, is earned income, and that comes from your job. And then profit income, it comes from buying and selling. Interest income, it comes from lending money. Dividends income, it comes from ownership of stock. And then rental income from owning property. And then you have capital income, purchasing things that increase in value. And then you have royalty incomes. You can write a book, you can produce music, and then you sell those things. You can do courses, and those things keep selling over and over again. And you can work on it one time, publish that book one time, but they could keep giving you money over and over every single year. So those are some things that you can do. You should have been writing down everything that she said. I'm gonna ask you to be kind and rewind and take your notes and start doing some of these things so that you could be in a better position. Everybody should have more than one stream of income. There's no way that we should be, if our job was to go away tomorrow, that we should be left empty-handed. So can you I know you gave a lot of words of wisdom. Can you just give us within 30 seconds, like some words of wisdom that we can walk away with as it relates to extra streams of income?
Again, I'm going to piggyback on everything that you just said, is that we need to continue to do our research and find what it is that we absolutely love. And even if you don't love it, try to like some other things. Find some things that are that you're able to do from home. I mean, this real estate business, a lot of it is done from home. My agents work from home. Don't be afraid to get a real estate license. I don't care. I don't know where everybody is from, but whatever state you're in, you should do it. It's a nice extra income. You can keep your job if you're afraid to leave. That's one thing you can do, but tap into any and everything that you think that you can do to bring in an additional income stream. And you need to do it 7 times over. Try to do 7. That way that if your job ever gives you the boot, or you might end up giving them the boot, but if they do give you the boot, you have all these other income streams coming in for you, and you won't ever have to ever do a 9-to-5 ever again. I did this 17 years ago. And I've always had that entrepreneurial bug. I've had a daycare before. I've had a transportation company before. I've had a whole bunch of different other types of businesses. 7 Mile Fair, you can do the same. You can sell stuff online. You can buy stuff wholesale priced, apparel, shoes, clothes. And people might say, well, oh, it's too much competition for that. No, you might have something totally different than somebody else. And your products might sell over something else that somebody might have. Everybody's stuff may not be the same, and they might like yours better. Create a website. If you're good at creating websites for people, digital things, anything digital online, try to focus in on things like that. And I think you'll be headed in the right direction.
I totally agree. I will leave you guys with these words of wisdom. You cannot have a million dollar dream with a minimum wage work ethic. Thank you for tuning in to Warriors Talk with author and founder, Lady ReShell, where we are changing lives one warrior at a time.
Thank you for listening to this week's edition of Warriors Talk with Lady ReShell. To find out more about Warriors Talk, follow at Warriors Talk with the number 1 on all social media outlets, and Warriors Talk with Lady ReShell on YouTube. Please join us next week and every Monday evening at 6 p.m. Central Standard Time on intellectualradio.com for Warriors Talk with Lady ReShell, where we encourage, educate, and empower you